In this video, I'm going to be walking you through how I used a chainsaw to cut these two large wall plates that are going to be used in the Grindbygg inspired pergola. Hey, hi, Glenn here at the workshop at the Gardens. Now, I've recently moved the wall plates into the shop and the post assemblies to get them out of the spring rains and to let them dry off from the winter snows. Now, the wall plates are going to drop in after I get the knee braces on, and then I take where the ears go up and cut the throat. We're going to cover that in another video. But let's take a look at how I cut the wall plates. Well, if you had a chance to watch the post-assembly video on the Grindbygg inspired pergola build, you would know that I failed miserably on trying to cleave a log. I had a big cedar log and it didn't go well. So right in the middle of putting the post-assemblies together, I kind of had a panic moment and needed to figure out exactly what log I was going to use for the wall plates. And you can see the remnants of my cleaving exercise in the back there. Finally decided to use the big larch that we took down at the gardens, a tree that my grandfather planted. So it is a pretty cool log, and I wanted to get that all settled before the end of the night just so I could sleep. So the first cut I made the night before was to get the whole length of the log set. And I need about 16 feet of length for the wall plate, so I cut it at 17.5, so I have a little bit to work with. Found my timber dogs and secured the new log in place. And first thing I needed to do was figure out exactly where I'm going to cut this in half. Used a nice big chalk line, put down a line there, and then I'm scoring the line first. So I ran the blade. I did a whole video on how to kind of freeform chainsaw for making some rustic timbers, and I'll put a card up there. It's worth watching. If you are ever using the tip of a chainsaw, please be careful. Use the bottom part of the tip, not the top part of the tip, because that is where you get the kickback. So one of the important skills to develop as you're running chainsaws is to be able to keep the blade plumb, so not so much level, but just plumb as you're cutting. Whether you're just slicing, bucking wood, but if you're doing any type of shaping, cutting, you just learn where the blade, the bar is, and what is actually cutting straight. So once you have that top piece on there, you can drop it all the way through and slowly, and as luck would have it, there's always one little piece that's still hanging on, and open up the center of this log. And it's always cool, just like when you're milling logs, when you open up the center of the log to see what's on the inside, and shazam, just like that. It is beautiful, beautiful large log there. But now it's to get the wall plates made. So we're going to move one of these out of there. I think I clean up. Yep, there we go. We clean up the rest of the bark that's on of them. And how the wall plates will work on this Grindbygg is the flat, larger surface there, the logging in half, That's going to be vertical, and I need to put a right angle, so we'll end up with a 90-degree cut, and that will be facing up, and that's what will give us the flat surface for the rafters to sit on. And so important, just where I was talking about being able to keep your saw plumb, what we need to do is level out that cut that is there. So went and grabbed a level, and with the log dogs, we leveled up the whole timber, and kind of repeat the same process. We put a chalk line down with exactly where I want to cut across there, and then we start just slowly bringing the tip in. And once we have a nice 2-3 inch kind of cut going in there, then you can start sinking the blade the full distance and working through and getting the whole cut. It's kind of rinse and repeat, doing the same thing to do the second wall plate, just kind of opposite, because the larger flat side will be facing out, so getting the right angle on the other side. Just love the nice rumble of the Magnum 661. Yeah, just listen to that baby purr. All right, cleaning it off, we're gonna finish up the second wall plate, and we've already kind of run the whole scoring line in there, so we can just slowly start to drop that tip in there. Again, if you're doing this, be very, very careful not to use the top half of the tip. That is where you get kickback and the saw comes up there. But as you get in there, and then you take a nice longer stroke, and there's a really great view of just kind of slowly drawing the whole blade, the saw through your cut. As you can see, what an absolutely cool process using the chainsaw to freeform those wall plates. Hey, thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video and follow along as I'm doing this Grindbygg inspired pergola build. So hopefully you've caught the pergola footings. I'll put some cards up above. I'll also put some description down in the description below, some links to the videos. We've already installed the pergola footings. That was actually like a year ago. And we did a video on actually getting the post assemblies all put together. There's a card for that. And then I also already cut all the dimensional lumber that we're gonna be using up on the roof of the pergola, the 2x8s and the 1x6s. So make sure you check that video out, and then subscribe to the channel, and then you'll hit the bell. Yes, you know that. Ding. Yep, hit the bell, and then you'll be notified, because when I share the video about putting the knee braces on here, and we're getting real close to installing this pergola for real. All right, thanks so much. Enjoy.